My mom was a rider before I was even born. When me and my brother and sister were young, she introduced all of us to riding, and ever since I was introduced, and my sister as well, we both loved it, and we both really have that competitive edge, and so we really wanted to take it farther. The first thing I did was hunters, and that was just so I could learn the basics, learn how to pick up a pace, learn how to be straight, and learn how to go forward to 2 jumps and after jumps, and just the basics. And then I started doing the equitation so I could build on those basics and learn more complex courses and learn how to ride them without the danger and the risk of speed and height. And I think that once I learned how to ride the course as well and understand the questions of the course, then I would be successful in the jumpers. And once I was doing well in the equitation, I wanted to take that another step further, so I found my jumper coach, who I still train with now, and I started doing the jumpers. I was introduced to Katie Prudent by my old coach here in Colorado, and I rode with Katie for a few months, 3 or 4 months, and I did some spring shows with her and some little 3'3" equitation classes, and she was like, okay, I can see that you really like the equitation, but if you really want to go far with this, we're going to need to find you an equitation coach. Long story short, my jumper coach introduced me to my now equitation coach. They're both very demanding in their respective disciplines, and I think that gives me the best of both worlds. Moving from Colorado to the East Coast and starting riding with all of these big name riders, it really, the shock factor at first was a real thing for me, and I had to raise my own standards and hold myself to a higher standard and bring myself up a level to my competitors in order to succeed at this new level. So I think that once I was acclimated to riding with all of these kids that I hear about in the magazines all the time, that then I was finally able to actually focus on my riding and better my training and my show experiences and really take some big steps forward. My relationship with Scent, I believe, is very special. It was invited over to Europe by the man that originally found my horse, Limitless. So he invited me over to Europe to try some jumpers, and both my mom and I went thinking, oh, that'd be fun. We're in the market for a jumper anyway. We should go check it out. One of the first horses I sat on was Scent, and he was a stallion at this point and doing some really big international classes with riders over in Europe. And I immediately felt a connection with him, and I felt that he would be successful in whatever ring that he went in. I started showing him in February, and I took some lessons on him at my jumper barn, and both Katie and I recognized that he would be a phenomenal equitation horse, so we brought him back over to Stacia's, and from there on out he's been doing equitation training, and he's really come into his own in the last year. We keep a scent strap on his halter all the time, and I've got a stock of them in my trunk in case if and when the scent runs out of the other one, and I can swap them out whenever I need, and I think it's had some great effects on him. He's really become a much calmer horse in the barn and on the ground. When he first came over from Europe, he was quite anxious in the stall and crazy, and I think once I got in contact with Chrissy and started using the Horsescents, he's really been a much calmer and more well-behaved horse on the ground. In the next few months, I'll just be here in Colorado doing some riding at home, and then I'll head to Florida to prepare for the Winter Equestrian Festival at around Christmas time. Long term, my plans are to finish out my junior career in the equitation and the jumpers, and then go to college and then represent my country in international competition, and then take my past riding experience to create my own business.